The way I personally feel about racial slurs being used at all is like I'm not super don't say it at all because I know they get said in different ways, like in different times and places. As being in a school, like you can't really be using that at a school, or like let's say a workplace. Of course, those are like like the worst places to be able to say it. Especially like if let's say if you're in a public space and you say something that sounds insensitive, even though like you meant it as a joke to a friend, like you're gonna end up offending someone else if they hear it. I do understand that like lots of people say like different if I'm in a friend group and we're in different groups, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna hold any punches, like we'll make super messed up jokes to each other, but that's just us talking, like we don't actually hold any racist or like offensive ideology within ourselves. That's just us being friends. I know as other people don't feel that way, they just feel that if it's said at all, that they think that's like gonna lead to other people thinking it's okay to just say this stuff. People like me, like truly understand the meaning and like the history behind all these words, but we're not using them in that context of just trying to put people down. It's just everyday language with friends. That's really it. If I'm walking down the street and me and my friend are making edgy jokes to each other, and someone walks by and hears us like and makes a comment about it and confronts me about it, at the end of the day, like that was an A and B conversation. So I feel super unapologetic about that. It's like I wasn't saying it to you. I didn't mean it in the way that you think I meant it. So it's like I'm not gonna apologize for something like that. Of course, like let's say you get caught saying something like that at work or school, you kind of have to own up to that, and there's no excuse for that. It's just that's kind of like in poor taste. I can already think of examples like stand-up comedians get under fire for saying something like let's say a joke about Bill Cosby or stuff like that, and it's like at the end of the day you can ridicule them all at the end of all you want, but did people not laugh at the joke?
Yeah, I definitely don't think that racial slurs are acceptable in the school setting. Like I was saying before, like it's really about really understanding the history of certain words and then thinking about the kind of person that you want to be. And I think that using racial slurs reflects poorly on the person. So like it doesn't have a place. And like a lot of these terms, like they shouldn't even exist anymore. They should be banished from our vocabulary. Because I think that people make jokes, but then like you never know like how somebody's going to receive them, and like oftentimes like it's not funny. It's funny to one person but not funny to the other person. And I think just like so many other things, you have to be conscious and emotionally intelligent about like how you talk to people.
I feel like no racial slur is okay to say, like no matter what color you are. I feel like specifically the N word is not okay at all, and I feel like it's used very just freely in Da Vinci, and I feel like it's not a word you should use if you're not black. And I know people are like, black people shouldn't use the N word, but it's our word, so we could use it. And it's not even about just not using it in school. You shouldn't say it, period, because racial slurs are offensive and they're disrespectful. Period.